Yo. Alright, let's start this journey, finishing Shadowbringers. I don't know if I'll finish up to 5.3 today. I really hope so, but I feel like the patch notes were pretty damn long overall. It was like over an hour per patch, right? So it was like 2 hours per patch, some shit like that. So it's gonna be a while. Start the day off with banana. Start the day, fucking 1:30 p.m. Damn, there's always queue. The game is lively. Alright. So, my quest starts over there. I had to buy some gear for my samurai, some 530 gear, to make the journey a bit easier, less tedious. Also able to queue to places. But we'll see if I'll be able to gear my sage enough to do the dungeons that are coming up and stuff. Where's it? Here it is. Holy shit, I'm blind. Like, I don't even recognize the place anymore. It's been so long since I've been in Mordona. Hey, panties. Alright. Start. Ilmina gods, it's good to see you. I hope your being here means you have had your fill of rest. Not so much as 40 winks, truth be told. You're too selfless, that's your problem, but you'll be no good to anyone if you don't take a break every once in a while. Anyway, not much has happened since your last visit. I had planned for you to meet that helper I told you about, but he refuses to answer his link pearl. I do hope he's alright. We've been exchanging messages with the Eorzean Alliance throughout, though. They say the fighting has finally stopped at the Gimlet Dark and that the Empire's shown no sign of movement, which means we might actually have a moment to ourselves for a change. Seeing as you're back, maybe you could tell me more about your time in the First? Great. Oh, and if you don't mind, I'd like to ask Philomene to join us. She'll want to know what happened to Minfilia, and I think it's best she hears it from you. We'll meet you on the terrace at the House of Splendors. Why is it shining? The Shining. Filomena, my, it has been too long. Tatar did mention that I would be joining you, did she not? Yep. Thank you. Words cannot well express how I have longed to know more of the First. This world Minfilia has sacrificed so much to save. But come, rest your feet. Tatar should be arriving shortly. Okay, this is not sound acted, right? Da da da. Da da. Summon Phil just to pass on her gifts to the next oracle, this girl who Thancred named Rin. Yup, that's how it'd be. To have such a burden thrust upon her as a child, only to embrace it when given the choice. In that respect, they're quite alike. It would seem her legacy is indeed in capable hands. Filomena, might I ask a favor of you when next you return to the First, to tell Rin what I cannot? Tell her, thank you. And I would offer thanks to you as well for staying with her to the end. Begging your pardon, but could I have a word? Hey. Riel, I hope you're here to tell me you've received word from our helper. I wish, nay, I've not had a peep out of him, and it's been a good long while now. Too bloody long. On account of which, I'm going to sneak over the border and see if I can't get a signal to him from closer up. What if they catch you? There must be another way. Well, it ain't as if we can ask Thancred to do it. Besides, I shouldn't have no trouble picking me way through Gimlet now the fighting's died down. Gods know there's enough shadows to hide in. And it beats waiting around here twiddling my thumbs. Any road, I just thought I'd let you know. Now, I'd best be... I nearly forgot. Crowds at the stones, and she wants a word. Something to do with the patients. She was getting ready to examine them again when I left. We'd best head back then. I'm sure it's important. Toodaloo. Toodles. It seems she's still examining them. I do hope it's nothing bad. Oh, it's bad. Oh, it is bad.
You're here. Good.
That I am.
So, how are they?
Not
Still
good.
locked in slumber, but otherwise in good physical health.
Oh, okay.
For the present, at least.
What does that mean?
For the present? Oh no, is something wrong with them? I'm afraid there may be.
The body's deteriorating, the soul is
After
gone.
detecting faint signs of instability in Thancred's corporeal ether. But subsequent examination suggested all 5 might be affected. And when I examined them just now, my fears were confirmed. Tellingly, the degree of instability varies between them. Thancred exhibits the most notable signs, followed by Y'shtola and Urianger. The twins' ether, meanwhile, remains relatively stable, but there is a change there too if one knows to look for it.
Basically in the order that they were disappeared.
Hold on. Isn't that the order they were called away in?
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. Which leads me to believe the instability will only increase with time.
Time is of the essence.
I can but speculate. I fear this may be a symptom of a weakening link between body and soul.
Pretty accurate.
By the gods! What happens if the link is broken?
Stupid movement.
I cannot say for certain. This is all unknown territory to us. Yet whatever happens, it cannot be good. Mercifully, the instability is still only slight. And you may rest assured Master Matoya and I will do everything in our power to keep it from worsening.
Which is not much, really.
Be that as it may, it is imperative that you find a way to restore our friends' souls to their bodies.
No rest for the righteous, eh?
I realize you've only just returned from saving 2 worlds, but time is not on our side.
Seriously. Wait till I save all fucking reflections.
We had the greatest minds in the realm hunting high and low for an answer, and they ran out of places to look.
You stated in your report that the Exarch had originally intended to reverse the summoning process by means of his own death, correct?
Yeah.
Raha always was a reckless young fool, ready to die for the first righteous cause that came along. His plan might well have worked, but I, for one, am glad he never had the opportunity to see it through. Even if it does mean our friends must remain stranded a while longer.
Oh, was it as a backup plan?
There is another way, I am sure of it. And the key lies with him, with the Exarch. Pray return to the First and apprise him and the others of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
We, meanwhile, will do what we can from here. And, if the fates are kind, we will have good news to share upon your return.
True. True. Okay. That's that. Norbrand. Da 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 da. Mr. Exarch. Yeah, Flamina, your return. I hope your time in the source was suitably useful. But of course it wasn't. Go on. Their corporeal ether shows signs of instability. By the gods, the possibility never even occurred to me. You have returned in the hope that my research has yielded a solution. I fear you will be sorely disappointed. 'Tis but a mercy we have the likes of Mr. Skral and Master Matoya to keep our friends' bodies safe while we wrestle with the problem. But they cannot forestall the separation of body and soul indefinitely. Come, the others must be told. Yep, they should be told, alright. Just kind of come back one at a time, huh?
Pray excuse my late arrival.
It's okay. Thancred's not even here yet.
Will Thancred and Reen not be joining us?
Nay, milady. With apologies to all, they beg leave to pursue their investigation of the empty to its conclusion. Should matters here demand their presence, however, they did assure me that they would make themselves available.
Yes, of course. Then let us proceed.
Yeah, because technically the first 4 bosses of Eden should be out at this point,
I
right?
think it best that you begin by providing a summary of Mistress Kryle's findings.
Nobody panic. Listen.
I suppose it was only to be expected that some change would occur.
Yet our souls seem unaffected. To my eye, at least. How long they will remain so is another question. Kryle is right. It is imperative we find a way to return to the source.
Perhaps an explanation of the method by which I brought you here will yield some inspiration.
Please do enlighten us. How you plucked us from existence.
It must be noted that I am by no means a gifted mage. In order to employ powerful magics, I must rely upon the Crystal Tower and its boundless reservoirs of energy. The magic that summoned you was no exception. It is a singular spell, adapted through painstaking effort from the technique that transported me to the first. To use an analogy, it works by cutting a hole in the fabric of reality. A hole tailored to the object of summoning, through which it and it alone may pass unscathed. Though I succeeded in creating said hole, I failed to latch onto my intended target. Instead of you, the spell found those close to you, and ended up summoning them in their incomplete...
Bro, imagine they didn't come. I don't think we would have been able to solve this shit without them here.
I would not soon throw my life away. Not after the lengths you and yours went to save it.
But...
And so long as I breathe, I will spare no effort to see you safely home.
it can still be a plan B, you know, worst case scenario.
Should all else fail,
Yeah.
and your lives be at stake, there remains one sure method.
Well, let's hope it doesn't come to that.
What was that for?
How can you even entertain such thoughts? You owe your life to the Warrior of Light, and you don't get to die unless she says so.
I said so. I said that plan B in case happens, you know. We still have plan B.
Followers await your divine judgment.
Besides, we still have our own...
What did you just...
Still have a Graha. In our world.
If the two of you have finished, perhaps we could return to our discussion? Rather than dwelling upon the multiple failed attempts at transference, I think it would behoove us to focus on the solitary success. I would draw your attention to the fact that our friend can travel between worlds possessed not only of her body and soul, but her personal effects besides. This is no different from the teleportation magics to which we are all accustomed. Magics that allow for the transportation of those inanimate objects one considers to be an extension of oneself.
Yeah. That's just a game mechanic.
That simply by considering us her possessions, she could carry our souls back to the source upon her person.
Well, it would be nice if things were that simple for a change. But vague notions of ownership seem a rather tenuous thing to stake our lives on. So much as a moment of doubt on her part and we'd be left floating in the rift.
Milady hath the right of it. The requisite fixity of belief would be too much to ask even of our friend. Yet were we to immure our souls within an object in her possession, mayhap then our safe passage could be assured. White Auracite would, I believe, serve as a suitable vessel for this purpose. It was conceived to imprison the massy soul of an Ascian, and should house one of ours with relative ease.
Problem is...
We would need only to ensure our souls' safe preservation inside the stone, and identify a means by which they might be transferred back unto our vacant bodies.
Soul preservation and transference. I believe I know of someone who may be able to assist us.
Yeah, this whole time you couldn't think of that? Come on, man.
On the far shore of the source, there stands a great palace built by the elves.
Elves.
It was forsaken in the wake of the flood, but a certain Numo chose to make their home there soon after. Though they have long lived as a recluse, they once occupied a place of honor in Verbert's royal court, and it is said that none in all of Norvrant is more knowledgeable than they on matters of the soul.
Well, I've no objection to seeking a helping hand, but if they've gone to such lengths to hide themselves away from the world, what makes you think they'd be willing to lend us one?
A worthy question. Years ago, I myself tried and failed to solicit their cooperation in the battle against the Sin Eaters. No sooner had I begun to make my plea than they unleashed a swarm of their familiars upon me. Unlike me, however, you have curried favor with the Fae folk. By that merit alone, I am hopeful that they would grant you an audience. They may still be inclined to turn you away, of course, but if their knowledge might feasibly facilitate your return home, we have to try.
Oh, worst case, we just kill Graha, right? Simple enough. He doesn't look that strong. Weapon, right? Yeah, buddy. A grand adventure. The Grand Cosmos, that is, the palace we seek, stands on the opposite shore of the source, so we'll arrange for a boat to carry us there. Whilst thou journeyest thither, I think it best that I devote mine energies to the creation of white Orosite. By thy leave, of course. The process requireth no small amount of time, and should the Numao consent to lend us their aid, we will have need of a suitable vessel ere long. Agreed, then I would ask the rest of you to meet me in Sullen, and do be prepared for a warm reception. Pray join the others in Sullen. I shall turn my thoughts to the Orosite and apprise Tancred and Reen of our progress. Oh, this is so far away. Wait, where is this anyways? Oh, okay. I see. Oh, body's still here. This is not too aggressive. What's the point of this guard here when the monsters are over there? Huh? What are you even guarding? The monsters are behind you. Stupid. What the hell is this place though? I've never been here. Nice little watchtower. That's pretty cool. Geronimo. Big damage. Big damage. Wolverine. You don't look like Wolverine to me. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Love that's exactly 10 levels difference. What's wrong with that guy? Action music, let's go. As though before I had scarcely set foot on the palace grounds when I was set upon by our host familiars, and I expect our reception today to be no different, which is why I propose we march through the main gate, weapons drawn. I'm sorry, but are we not here to petition for assistance? You can't honestly think barging in looking for a fight is going to persuade them. Actually, I believe the excerpt may have the right of it. They have no doubt poured a great deal of time and energy into their creations. Were I them, I should be most interested to meet with those who could overcome my defenses. As would any true seeker of knowledge, and there is little we can say or do to convince them to help us if we know nothing of their character, nor less why they chose to hide themselves from the world. But if we can seize their interest, mayhap we can earn ourselves an audience. Weapons drawn it is, then. Well, I must say, Exarch, you certainly seem to be enjoying all of this. Huh? Well, adventure with her favorite hero? With his favorite hero? Do I? Well, I will not deny that I enjoy the thought of fighting alongside you all rather than pacing about inside the Crystal Tower. You both seem to be in rather high spirits, if you ask me. Not that I'm surprised. Your moods invariably improve when Philomena is around. They're doing the same people. What exactly are you implying? She averted a calamity, and the light which seemed destined to consume her has been extinguished. 'Tis only natural that we be pleased to see her. Yes, well, you will have plenty of time to celebrate her good health after we have finished here. Of course, then let us proceed to the palace. The Grand Cosmos, now accessible. Alright. That's a long queue. No way. 430? Should be able to if I get the 500 weapon right. Sure hope so. Oh, hey, close. Very, very close. Hey. Which one? Whatever, it's fine. I don't think I have any repair material, but whatever. I think we'll be okay. Swish, swish, ayaroo. Swish, swish, aroo. Nice healer shit. Let's go. Oh, hell yeah, brother. Getting that item level. 445. That's some booty over there. Look at that shit. Oh my god, this fucking guy. No! This black mage, Jesus Christ, man. careful on this. 45. Yep. You have sold these halls long enough. Come, Lugus, our guests yet want of her company. Insatiable flame, Lugus. Fuck. Damn. The one move by the tank kind of threw me off. Oh well. Oh shit, there's a little dance there? How was that little dance? I've never seen that before. What's that? Do 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 do. Sure, whatever. Hey. Alright, that's it for the dungeon. Cinema time. Was a refresher, yeah.
That was my fiercest familiar. Oh, impressive.
Thank you. I try to be. There she is. I'll let you do the talking.
Cloak, 'tis good to see you again after all these years. And judging by your vigorous greeting, I dare say the feeling is mutual. To be sure, a simple shake of the hand would have sufficed by way of welcome, but I shan't complain. But you must be wondering as to the purpose of our visit. We come to beg your assistance in a most urgent matter.
Away.
Sake? Beg?
Our comrades' very souls are in danger. If we are to save them, we will need the benefit of your unsurpassed knowledge on the matter. Please, will you not sit and hear our plea?
Okay, dog.
Oh, how dare you! How dare you speak thus in my presence! It was to escape such words of temptation that I hid myself from the world of men. You are sinners, one and all, and I swore never again to have any part in your affairs.
Oh god, that was good.
I can only imagine what terrible events forced you into a life of seclusion.
Uh-huh. Here we go, the master.
But I know that the Numo are a good and noble folk. It is not in your nature to turn a blind eye to the plight of those around you. And in treating with us, I am certain whatever mistrust you feel for man will begin to heal.
You broke her. Oh, good.
If you will not be satisfied, I Oh, suppose I could listen. After all, there's no harm in just...
You right?
No, I mustn't. Not again. The damn court mages seem to have the best of intentions too, and countless innocents died for my naivety.
True.
Oh, you know not what you ask of me. What horrors my knowledge has wrought.
If he's the only one, lie down and accept defeat.
Of all the visitors I could possibly have, they're even more stubborn than I am.
The voice actors like had a congested nose for sure. And they definitely doing this throughout the voice acting.
Oh, very well. I will hear your petition, but that is all. And I expect fitting payment for my troubles.
Troubles.
Commensurate with your contribution to our cause. No more and no less, I promise you. With that settled, might I impose upon you to join us at the Crystarium? I'm afraid the nature of my friend's predicament calls for absolute secrecy.
I mean, it's not like there's anyone here. There's no one here, though. Well, actually, you never know when Ascian can be listening, I guess, maybe? I don't know. Oh well. There you are. The others have gone ahead to the Crystal Tower with Backlog. For the record, I truly wish we hadn't had to resort to using such words when trading with them. I have ever sought to convince, not compel. Yet I cannot deny that a part of me is glad Urian just shared his knowledge of the Pneuma with us. Had he not, Backlog wouldn't be here. Speaking of whom, we should hurry. To keep our guests waiting would only add insult to injury. The heal was... Now is the trust system, yep. We mustn't dally here any longer, Filomena. If Backlog is to hear the truth of our travails in the first, you of all people should be present. No. Did I get some tombs for that? Oh yeah, yes I did, 40 elegant tombs.
I'm sorry. You mean to tell me not only that the return of night was your doing, but that you hail from another world as well?
So it would seem. It's quite a lot, too.
Everything we told you. Of the source, the shards, the 7 umbral calamities. All of it is true. I realize how fantastical it sounds, and I would not blame you for doubting our testimony. But given your expertise, you must surely have noted the peculiar nature of their souls.
Any other time and I would have dismissed your stories as balderdash and flummery. But upon closer inspection, 'tis plain their souls are far denser than is normal, and that they do not possess true bodies. Save you. Your body is your own. And your soul is the densest of them all.
8 times rejoined, buddy.
As I said before, were it not for their heroism, the skies over Norvrant would still be awash with light, the realm yet at the mercy of Vorthri and the Sin Eaters. After all they have done for our home, seeing them safely back to their own, it seems the very least we can do.
Your tale is intriguing. Yes, very intriguing indeed. Simply to hear it is fitting payment in itself.
It's a pretty cool tale, isn't it?
As for your friends, I can but agree. Their valorous deeds on behalf of Norvrant are deserving of recognition, of their own fitting payment.
You will help us then?
I will. I would see my knowledge put to good use for a change. I do have one condition, however. I am not the spry young Numo I once was. As such, I will require assistance in my fieldwork and testing.
It would be our pleasure. We'll be laboring for our own benefit after all.
So it would seem. Nod. Nod. Just a smile for once. Didn't even nod. Alright. That was easier than I thought. Well, dungeon and all. You have spun quite a tale, but tell me, have you given any thought as to how you might return to your world? Why would him dying solve it? White Earth, did you say? Interesting proposition, but one which fails to account for the present state of your souls, and become highly charged, likely as a consequence of having maintained tangible forms for so long. In such an energetic, unstable state, there is no telling what may happen to their souls within the aura site. They could very well become immutable to transference, never to be restored to their bodies. Then, would it be possible to force our souls into a state of dormancy prior to transference? In theory, yes, but the soul is not a candle to be snuffed out and relit on a whim. Well, that sounds ominous. What exactly would rendering our souls dormant entail? In order to maintain a corporeal form, your souls constantly draw ether from your surroundings. This process must be halted and the resulting surfeit of ether removed. Your minds would ultimately be separate from these false bodies of yours, rendering you incapable of interacting with the world around you. A cruel fate under normal circumstances, but one which will be rectified upon your return home. Living lifeless husks, like those poor souls at the inn at Journey's Head, corrupted by the Sin Eaters, their ether made stagnant by the light. Corrupted? Stagnant? Let us see these unfortunate individuals. Why? Do you think you might be able to help them? I might or I might not, but I shan't know for sure until I have seen their condition firsthand. And I would be glad to take you to them, on the understanding that you won't do anything which might increase their suffering. It was my faith in men I lost, not my compassion. Well, I see no need for all of us to accompany you. While you escort our guest to the inn, I will assist Urianger in creating the requisite oversight. I believe my talents will be better applied to that endeavor as well. Might I leave the three of you to assist backlog as necessary? Me and the twins again. Let us make for Amarang then. Oh, the creepy child, eh? Let's go meet the creepy child. Backlog. So this is Halric, is it? Halric sounds like a... what do you call him? A Viking, eh? Let me see real quick. Is this voice acted? Right. Yeah, this was voice acted. And this is voice acted too, right? Yep, alright. This is Halric, is it? Yes. His etheric balance leans perilously towards the light. Towards stasis. What do you suppose will happen to him? Not too bright, are you, boy? The same as all poor souls corrupted by the light, he will become a sin eater. You don't know that. We have defeated the wardens and banished the light from the night sky. Halric was completely unresponsive before, but now... Mumble. Then perhaps there is yet hope. If I may, there is a treatment I wish to administer to the patients. What sort of treatment? In the course of my studies of the soul, I once created a tonic which could temporarily stimulate the ether in one's body. After some refinement, it came to be used by the Knights of Vobert, then for far darker purposes. Lest it fall into the wrong hands, I swore never again to make it, but for their sakes I will break that oath. I do not like to reverse the stagnation, mind you, but it should offer some measure of relief. She just had the ingredients on her. Dawn stares blankly at you. It would seem the tonic has had no effect. What is this? Warmth I feel in my chest. Oh, not even doing it to Halric. Fucking psychopath. Voin. I feel warm in my legs. I don't feel as heavy. So there is some effect. This one no effect, this isn't a bit, and that one is even more. Now then, have you noted any change in the patients? A notable rise in body temperature and increased motor function in most of the patients, at least. The more severely afflicted show no response. As I feared then. It's true that with the restoration of night, the corrupting influence of light will no longer grow, and yes, their bodies will naturally return to equilibrium given time. But this holds true only for their corporeal ether. Their incorporeal ether, that of the soul, is not so easily mended. Which is why those in the later stages of corruption, like Halric, appear unaffected by your tonic. Precisely. The boy's soul is too far gone, his mind held together by the finest of threads. There is a chance he may one day recover, of course, but it could take years, decades even. By the gods, he could wake to find himself an old man. A fine reward for his persistence, the opportunity to mourn the life he never had a chance to live. No, there must be something we can do. Look, I realize this is not why we petitioned your aid, but do you think it possible we can find a way to hasten their recovery? Maybe. Nor do I think it impossible that in treating them we might learn something of relevance to your own predicament. Yeah. I suspect the Crystal Exarch has told you of my past, that I was once a mage of the royal court of Vobert, and that soulcraft was my field of study. The tonic you administer to the patients here is one of the fruits of my labors. I hope to do great things for the kingdom. But in the end my knowledge brought only suffering, a plague the like of which none had ever seen. In the hands of unscrupulous men, what should have been my greatest triumph instead became my greatest shame. And now you have a chance to redeem yourself. That I do, a comforting thought indeed. But let us return to the task at hand, finding a means by which we might revitalize these people's incorporeal ether. Do you think it can be done? Were the sky still ablaze with primordial light, I would call it an exercise in futility. But now we may have a chance. The method I have in mind will entail the conjuring of a familiar. They are able to amplify the energies poured into them, making them the perfect conduit for the ether revitalizing magics we will ultimately employ. If you're about to launch into a lengthy explanation of the metaphysics of your plan, don't bother. I'd rather get on with doing whatever it is that needs to be done, if it's all the same to you. Whatever reagents must be procured or spells invoked, I'll do it. Yeah, I admire your spirit. No, we're just dumb as nails. Very well, your first task will be to gather the necessary materials. The purest of waters and finest of clays, as well as a fey lantern brimming with pixie magic. If you're convinced the resulting familiar could help the patients, fine. Half an hour, the water and clay will be simple enough, but I think you know what we'll have to do to get the lantern. You don't mean... The pixies took quite a liking to us before. If we humor them with our company, I'm sure they'll be willing to help us. Fine. A visit to Ilmag, though I never thought you would be the one to suggest going back there. I'm impressed you've been there at all, let alone befriended the Fey folk. Oh, while you're about it, seek out the Numo of Pliny. They will be able to supply with water suitable for our needs. Right, let's get this over with, shall we? It still remains the matter of the clay. Might I prevail upon you to find it? Do I have to dig for it, or...? Clay from Amorang would likely be best. Know you of anyone who might be able to assist us? Scavengers, more miners at Twine. Ah yes, they will be able to point you in the right direction, I'm sure. While you and the twins are occupied, I will see if there's aught else I can learn of the stagnation which afflicts the people here. Hey, Magnus. Mr. Magnus. Give me the clay, Magnus. well, what a coincidence. What's the coincidence? Come at a good time. We've just this moment finished repairing the Talus and trolley Gilot took to Nabatharang. This guy's probably happy. The trolley was no trouble, but the Talus would have been another matter had we not had a visit from Master Chai. He offered us a share of the leftover building materials from Daedalus Stoneworks, as well as a few trade secrets to help us along. Clever man, that Chai knows. He seemed pretty keen on the ideas I had for putting the giant Talus to work. Like a giant trolley, but Magnus still refused to see all the good we could do with it. You're entitled to your dreams, Jarek, but that doesn't mean you can go harassing our guests with them. Master Chai was just being polite. And something tells me Philomena here didn't come all this way to talk about trolleys. What is it you need, friend? Some clay. I see, and this familiar requires clay from Amarang. Well, look no further. If anyone can find you some quality clay, it's the trolley. It's us. Saying that, it isn't exactly a common commodity nowadays, but there must be some lurking somewhere or other, waiting to be dug up. If I'm not mistaken, there was a time when they used to take clay from Mount Biran mines to make adobe bricks. That place is swarming with coyotes now, but if you're after the good stuff, you could do worse than to look there. Man, the sneezing just won't end, huh? I just follow the path. Yep. Oh yeah, my favorite music. Let's go. Some serious sneezation. Sneezation. Dun, 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 dun. There's so much wildlife though. I should not be short on meat. Oh, you wanna fight me, bro? Let's go. We good? We good. Oh yeah, we good. The twins have returned, and one piece of that I was convinced the pixies would turn at least one of them into a garden ornament, but no. You have the clay, I take it? Wonderful, we need but combine the clay and the water, then heat the mixture with the Fey lantern. After that, it will be a simple matter of settling upon a suitable form and performing the necessary incantation. Backlog, I have a question. In the event that we had need of this spell and you weren't around, would it be possible for another to perform the incantation? Assuming they possess the requisite skill, yeah. Ulrich and the others have suffered so much, and I swore to do everything in my power to save them. If there is a chance the spell could do that, I would be the one to invoke it. Why, if you're not very skilled at it, though? Mayhap you should be the one to do it, to do so. A deep understanding of the subject's physical state, combined with a strong desire to help them, can drastically increase the magic's effect. Ah, power of creation and faith. And you are plainly more familiar with these people than I. I dare say there are few in all of Norvrand more dedicated to finding a cure. Is that not so, Filomena? There's one good job. Very few, but if aught should go awry, I'll see what I can do. Is that a challenge? Well, I'll be damned if I let it come to that. Then we're all of the mind of the matter. Alize shall be the one to conjure the familiar. Oh boy. Here comes trouble.
Let us begin.
Let us. Let's do this.
I trust you've prepared the clay? Very good. Now, I would have you sculpt for me a porksy.
A porksy?
Plump, with floppy ears and a short curly tail.
A porksy? I think I know what you mean. There we are. How's that?
Well, it is certainly creative. There's no denying that.
Yes, I'm no artist. Very funny.
It's like... looks so
in mind, child. Though it may look like a grotesque parody of reality, it's what the invoker believes that matters.
A grotesque parody of reality.
You're not helping.
Grotesque parody of reality.
The truth. If successful, this incantation will turn imagination into reality. Which is why the only thing of import is what you believe this figure embodies. You must focus. Hold the Porksy's image steady in your mind's eye.
Grotesque parody of reality. Jesus Christ.
Now then, as I taught you, relax and allow your energies to flow.
Let your chakras consume you.
With flesh of clay I bid thee rise, on wings of dreams to touch the skies. What once was idle fantasy, I call forth to reality.
Yeah, there we go.
Not bad for a first attempt.
What's wrong with it?
Now, let us see what can be done for young Halric. Through the operation of the magics you invoked to animate this familiar, it is now replete with the energies required to stir the boy's soul. You need but give it a name, and it will do as your heart desires.
A name.
Proxy Porxy.
All right, I've decided. Now. Go, Angelo!
Okay, that's not bad. Mom?
Mother...
Well, it worked for a bit, I guess. Who is mother? Teslin? Would Teslin be mother? Oh, easy backlog. Did it work? I believe it did. You and your fledgling familiar have done well. My eyes do not deceive. A hint of color has returned to his soul. Gods, I would jump for joy if I weren't so exhausted. We're so close now, Halric. As you are, even now, in the process of discovering, this magic asks much of the invoker. What you may not have realized is that the same is also true of the subject. As such, we must proceed with caution. However, with further treatment, I have the utmost confidence the boy will make a full recovery. Observing the reanimation of his stagnant soul has been most enlightening. I will need time to put my theories to the proof, but I believe I can fashion a spell to produce the opposite effect, that is, to induce stagnation, thus enabling our safe transport back to the source via Orosite. A thought occurred to me about this treatment. Backlog said when the soul is rendered dormant, the mind is separated from the body, that a person becomes incapable of interacting with the world around them. Does that not sound a lot like some of the tempered back in the source? Not really. It is the fate of most tempered to become slaves to primals, save in a handful of cases. Or am I missing something? Yeah, you are. If I can master this technique, the art of revitalizing the soul, I know of at least one in the source who could desperately use such treatment. Gaboo! Really think it would work? Why shouldn't it? Gaboo's condition is virtually identical to Halric's, is it not? The only difference being that his soul was suffused with earth-aspected ether instead of light. It follows that if his soul is subject to a similar kind of stagnation, there may be a chance we can save him. Forgive me, but who is this Gaboo fellow of whom you speak? Let me explain primals to you. I see. His condition does sound similar. There is much and more about the soul that remains unknown even to me. God damn. It's always the left nostril. I don't get it. I say this not to discourage you, but you understand, but to remind you that this is delicate work we do here. Work requiring patience. Of course, and as long as there is hope for the patients here, I will devote whatever time is needed to see this through. But I refuse to spend the time in idleness. If it's all the same to you, I'd like to stay here with Angela and continue with their treatment. The two of you should return to the Crystarium with Backlog and see if you can't make some headway with their newly posited theories. I will tell to rest first, but I see you're not to be convinced. The fire of youth. Let us return to the Crystarium then. Finally! I found you. The fuck is this? Oh. Kai Shear, the fuck are you doing here? Kai Shear, what are you doing all the way out here? There's trouble back in Yulmore. Lady Chai is beside herself, sighing, pacing the whole lot. Near enough begged me to go and find you. Sighing and pacing, you say? It must be urgent. I take it I will be returning to the Crystarium alone. Go on then, it's not as if I have anything for you to do. Thank you, Backlog. What if something happens to her on the way? Sorry for bothering you and all that, but she says the future of Yulmore is at stake. Oh. Is this the mayor thing? Hope not. Lady Chai is up in the parlor. Best not keep her waiting, eh? Well, not here seems out of the ordinary, though I do not see Lady Chai anywhere. Probably pacing around outside again, staring off into the distance and all that, sighing. Strange, let's see if we can find her and discover the source of her distress. Search for Dulia Chai. There you are, my dear. There's no way this is voice acted, right? That,
thank heaven.
guess it is. Yeah, she only wants Alphino. I'm like extra.
Lady Chai, whatever is the matter?
I knew not where else to turn. Oh, this is all too much for my poor heart to bear alone.
It's probably something dumb as fuck.
Alone? What of Master Chai?
That is the problem, Alphino.
That is the very reason I summoned you. He's gone.
What? What happened?
It all began after the events at Mount Gulg. With Lord Vorthri out of the way, we all agreed that a new leader must be chosen.
Yeah, it's the mayor thing.
And so you held an election?
Yes, well, sort of. Not a single person volunteered to stand, you see. After a lifetime of leisure, we free citizens have grown somewhat indolent.
Just a bit.
Readapting to the harsh realities of life is trying enough, but to take charge of a broken city as well? No one wanted such responsibility. Nevertheless, Yulmore could not well do without a leader, and so we decided that anyone and everyone should be considered a candidate. And after we cast our ballots and tallied the votes, the mayorship fell upon my dear husband.
Well, given the manner in which he orchestrated the construction of the giant Talos, none could deny his leadership qualities.
When it comes to Talos.
Before then, he had proven himself at Daedalus Stoneworks, don't forget. He is more than qualified for the role. The perfect choice.
Overqualified.
Indeed. I told him as much when his victory was first announced.
Unanimous victory, was it?
But perhaps I was too forceful in my attempt to encourage him. For shortly after that, he vanished without a word.
You believe he was so daunted by the burden of leadership that he felt compelled to flee? Please, Lady Chai, dry your eyes. Your husband does not strike me as the sort of man who would abandon his duty, much less his beloved wife. There has to be some other reason for his absence.
He went to do research.
You truly think so? What about you? What do you think has become of my husband?
I don't know, but whatever it is, he won't have fled. Sorry, but I think he's fled. Fuck it. Sorry, but I think he's fled.
Nay, my friend. The one thing he has not done is flee. Of that I am convinced.
Hey, relax,
Through the
bro.
most testing of times, he has ever remained at Lady Chai's side, placing her happiness before his own. He would not abandon her now. Wherever he may have gone, rest assured we will find
About
him.
to slap this kid. Shut the fuck up, bro. I think this is the sternest Alphino has been towards me ever.
Thank you, my dear boy. You have set my mind at ease. I will trust in my husband and await his return.
And just like that, she walks off. Go hang out with your other self, right there, standing, watching. Hey. Yeah. Renda Sue, the second Miss Chai. We all know who you are, Renda Sue. No need to play coy. Same rings and all. And then the wretched puppet. It makes no sense for Master Chai to have left without a word, but even if he had, he would not have done so unobserved. Someone here will have seen something, I'm sure of it. We should split up and inquire as to whether anyone saw him leave, or, failing that, if they have any idea where he might have gone, I will meet you at the Glory Gate to compare notes later on. A fucking rescue party, we have bigger fish to fry than fucking looking for a missing person. Master Chai, well, yes, I spoke with him recently, though I recall he was in a rather sour mood. Concerned about Yulmor's neglect of industry, you see. With Lord Valthry's apparently inexhaustible stores of mule and no great need for money, it's little wonder our businesses were all but forgotten under his rule. But I assured Master Chai that the Boutique of Splendor will do all it can to contribute to the revival of trade here in Yulmor, which seemed to satisfy him. He took his leave soon after. Yeah, just fucking started doing his job as mayor, man. Didn't have time to be worried about no woman. This guy's alpha. Went to fucking sea. He has shit to do. Okay, we need the ring first. Of slaying. I'm loaded, huh? Oh, hello. 495, baby. Let's go. Where's this? Oh my god. Good. Seriously. The sneezing business needs to end. What's wrong with my left nostril? Holy shit. Da-da-da-dum. Cornin. Look, Professor Chai, are you something amiss? When last I saw him, he seemed ready to collapse from exhaustion. I insisted he rest and catch his breath, and we talked for a while about his concern over the city's defenses, amongst other things. He made more than a few valid points. Many of our men are still recovering after your confrontation with Lord Vathri, and finding General Ranjit in a heap in the middle of the plaza shook us all to the core. Yeah, that was my fault, sorry. The men commanded no small amount of loyalty, and some of our longest-serving soldiers seemed lost without him. Indeed, a number of them left. Not that we blame you, of course. Without you and yours, we would still be blind to the terror of our ways. The error of our ways. Anyway, funding permitting, I proposed replenishing our ranks with volunteers from the derelicts and Gate Town. We have a duty to protect not only Yulmor, you see, but the surrounding regions of Colusia as well. And I, for one, would welcome any man or woman willing to take up arms for that cause. Indeed, I told him as much, and he seemed relieved to hear it. It was on that note that we parted ways. He headed outside, as I recall. The east side. East side is the best. East side is the best. Da da da. Weird ass water. Sing. I recall a man fitting that description, asked to speak with the poor buggers lately come from right. Said he wanted to know the state of things down the derelicts, and you can be sure we gave him an earful. Lack of food, medicine, clothing, there was plenty to tell. We hunt high and low for whatever we can scavenge, and it's barely enough to fill our bellies, but folk here don't just want to survive, they want to thrive. When he heard that, he started mumbling to himself, something about finding us work, I think. Fair play to him, though. Not content with having his ear chewed about the derelicts, he asked about the other settlements and all. After that, I can't really say. It looked like he was headed for Gate Town when I last saw him. This is the Beast Tribe, I'm assuming? Academia and... okay, that's... never mind, that's the dungeon. Never mind you, me. Ah, there you are. How did you fare? Have you learned anything which might offer a clue as to Master Chai's whereabouts? 1, 2, 3. 3 notes. Interesting. He apparently paid a visit to the Queen Bee as well. They discussed the possibility of granting admission to customers from outside Yulmor, an idea to which the proprietor was surprisingly receptive. Sounds like he's got big plans for the place. Yulmor, I mean, not the bee. Perhaps, but the question remains, where did he go after leaving the city? Probably right. All we know for certain is that Master Chai has shown great concern not only for Yulmor but its surrounding settlements. It seems logical then that having consulted those within the city walls, he would wish to do the same to those without. Vilmina, if you would go and make inquiries in right, I shall do likewise in Stilltide. Gate Town, I leave to you, Kaishir. Fair enough, where should we meet when we have finished? Well, Top Rung would seem to me to be his next most likely destination. Let us reconvene there. With any luck, one of us will have stumbled upon him by then, but if not, we will be well situated to continue our search. Yeah, I really didn't care about this questline in Shadowbringers. Thank God it's like gonna be over with so early. I thought it's like an 5.2 thing, but like all of 5.2 would be this. I mean, this is a 5.1 thing. It's not what I wanted at all. It's that the mount. The paid mount. No, the name doesn't ring any bell, but there was a rather dapper-looking Mistel gentleman here not long ago who wanted to talk about relations between Wright and Yulmore, or rather the lack of them. We lost a great many people to their promises of mule and the chance of a lavish life among the free. And Vothri thought to take even more from us, conscripting the few able-bodied men we had left to guard his paradise. I need to tell you what happened when the Sea Leaders came. Such things are hard to forgive. Vothri's gone now, and we are curious to see what will become of Yulmore in his absence. That's what I told your friend, Chinese. Was it? And I'm sure the others said the same. Not what he wanted to hear, I suppose, because he left soon after, and that was that. Good. Ba-da-ba-da-bum, ba-da-dum. So he paid a visit to both Wright and Gaytown as well, did he? So it would seem. Asik, Ashir and I gleaned much the same. He seemed determined to salvage what goodwill might yet remain among the settlements of Calusia. The only likely place he has left to go being Amity. Come, if we are quick, we may yet catch up with him. You'd think he'd be back by now, how long it takes to, like, find him. Like, we came all the way from Amarang and he's still MIA. It's like a one-day trip at least. Obviously not when you teleport, but I mean overall. Ah, look who it is. Hello. Nah, Afnan, Kashir. What are you doing here? We might ask you the same, Master Chai. We have been looking all over for you. Looking for me? Whatever for? Lady Chai has been nigh inconsolable in your absence. She claims you disappeared without so much as a word, and bade us return you to her side. What in blazes are you talking about? I left a letter for her in our chambers. I suppose she could have overlooked it. When she gets an idea into her head, I can only apologize. No harm done, Master Chai, but since we are here, might I ask what compelled you to come all this way? We were told you had been elected mayor, and from what we have gathered from the nearby villages, you have been inquiring about the people's grievances. Is it safe to assume you mean to take office? No, let's not jump to conclusions. I did seek to learn about the problems faced by the people of Calusia. That much is true, but I am by no means sure I am the man to solve them. Tackling our many challenges will require resources, and until I have secured them, it would not be right to assume the role of mayor. I see, and you believe said resources can be found here? Yeah. Indeed, the people's grievances are many, but in the course of my inquiries, I have already met with several individuals willing to lend their aid in addressing them. However, there remains one individual crucial to my plans, a man whose counsel might yet make a mayor of me. With respect, such forethought is, in itself, proof of your suitability. The city needs you, Master Chai, and I am certain this man of whom you speak, whoever he may be, will reach the same conclusion. For what little it is worth, we will vouch for you should he require convincing. Whatever you need, you can count on us. We believe in you, Master Chai. I don't want to call him Master Chai. I don't know what to say. You don't need to say anything. You've got your actions to speak for you. For as long as I can remember, all I ever wanted was to make it into Yulmore. But that dream's gone now. Burst like a bubble. Or a boil. More like. Anyway, outside of repaying Master Lafino, I haven't had a clue what to do with myself. Spend most days in a daze. But you? You've been running up and down, trying to find a way to fix this mess for everyone. And I reckon you can do it. You got this lot up Mount Gulg, didn't you? How hard could mayoring be? We're going to steer Yulmore to a better future. I know it. And I want to help, properly help, do something that makes a difference. I don't know what it is yet, but I'll work it out on the way. If you let me come with you, that is. You give me entirely too much credit, the lot of you, but I can't deny it gives me heart. Come then, let us press on together. Why is he standing in like his arms are like this? Or is that like normal stance for cat people because they're cats? Thank you, Master Chai. Oh yeah, it is, I guess. He also has claw hands. But we mustn't get ahead of ourselves. Yulmore needs more than a man with good intentions, which is why I'm here, to find one with the experience needed to see the city thrive. Who is this man exactly, and are you certain he's here in Amity? Rendon is his name, and yes, he is, or was. I had scarcely begun to explain myself when he decided his time was better spent elsewhere. He served as chief advisor to Vothri's father when he was in office. If Ranjit was the mayor's right hand, one might say Rendon was the left, and between them they kept Yulmore on the road to prosperity. The city needs more than a mere man of business, which is why I must find him. But even if you do, what makes you think he will listen? Before giving chase, might it not be wise to speak with those who know him, here in Amity? They may be able to shed some light on his reason for rejecting your overtures out of hand. Yes, I suppose that makes sense. Perhaps we should start with Tristal, then. As I recall, you made rather a favorable impression on him. I'm certain he would be willing to talk to us. The artiste. Greetings, friend, and to you too, Master Chai. I presume you are here to ask after Rendon. I couldn't help overhearing your earlier exchange. Yes, well, with Vothri's gone, Yulmore wants for a leader. Should no one rise to the challenge, the city could very well collapse. I came here seeking Rendon's counsel in the hope that we could build a better Yulmore together, and that is still my wish, but given how abominably you were mistreated there, I will quite understand if you choose not to help. Or not, Master Chai, bear no grudge against you or the people of Yulmore, and I would not see you suffer for Vothri's villainy. As you no doubt gather from your meeting earlier, Rendon can be rather uncompromising. He has his principles, you see, and little patience for anyone he deems less committed to their own. Your desire to right the wrongs of your past, of Yulmore's past, is quite admirable, but I fear the guilt you bear on the city's behalf works against you. I can see it in your eyes, in the way that you carry yourself. It goes without saying he sees it as well. You must let those feelings go, Master Chai. Be more assertive, commit to this course, and prove to him Yulmore has the resolve to change. The resolve to change. I believe he was heading towards Pit 8 when he left. If you plan to go and speak with him, I suggest you be firm and clear in your intentions. Very well, to pit 8 we shall go, and I will not take no for an answer. Nay, not even a maybe. I think that's exactly what he meant, but sure. Go with that. Pit 8, what a name for a little town. Yum, 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 yum. Well, let me see the... Okay, that's not exactly what I wanted. Not tracker then. Now what is then? Yeah, that might be it. Taru, CD of the first. Okay, these are level 70s and the level 81s. Okay, that's Shadowbringers. Posha remains scenario quest. Here we go. For the people is okay over here. Then we have finding good help, moving forward, and vows of virtue. Okay. So yeah, so we're gonna finish. This will be 5.1 then. Alright. What's the last quest? 5.1. It is vows of virtue. Okay, that's what we need to get to today. Finish 5.1. There's no way I'm finishing 5.2, I believe. Let's see, 5.2. Yeah, it has the... Yeah, it has the dungeon there as well. Like, I don't have that much time today. So it is what it is. Rendon! What's happening, dude?
Well, well, it's you again.
Well, well, it's you again. Yes, it is.
And I see you've invited your friends. Need them to fight your battles for you, do you?
I didn't invite them, as it happens. Though they are indeed my friends. Well, not only mine, but every true Yulmoran's. They are the ones who awakened us to the truth, to Lord Forthry's villainy. The famous warriors of darkness.
At your service.
Are they now?
Yes, they are. It would be no exaggeration to call them our saviors. We owe much and more to their kindness, but we cannot depend on that kindness forever. To do so would be a little different from entrusting our affairs to Lord Forthry. Nay, we must learn to stand on our own 2 feet. And I would have them present to witness my attempt.
Hear, hear, Master Chai.
Your sentiments are admirable. Yet admirable sentiments do not a nation make. In my capacity as advisor, I once strove to build a better Yulmore. Gave honest counsel to my superiors, drafted laws for the benefit of one and all. But in time, my values fell out of favor. There was no need for them in this paradise Forthry was creating. And so I left my homeland behind. But you, Chai News, you were content to wallow in indolence under Forthry's auspices. And so I cannot help but ask myself what manner of nation you intend to build.
I can offer no simple answer to that question. But this much I will say. It is my hope that Yulmore can become a nation which her citizens might freely choose to build together. A great many people, myself included, flocked to Yulmore seeking sanctuary. The alternative being to live in fear and die in pain. Seemed an easy choice. And sanctuary we found. As much food and drink as we could ever want. Secured at the cost of the surrounding villages. Little wonder the people gathered at our doorstep, begging to work among the bonded. The free were blind to it all, of course. Content to, as you say, wallow in indolence. In ignorance.
It was a good time, probably.
I would first take stock of the city's resources and see that they were assigned equitably. Our days of reckless consumption are behind us. The distinction between free and bonded died with Vorthri. The needs of rich and poor alike must be considered if our nation is to survive. To which end I would take steps to secure channels for supplies, rekindle relations with nearby settlements, who re-establish industry, reach out to neighboring nations, and the list goes on and on. But I am no ruler, nor even a politician. I am an entrepreneur. My expertise lie in planning and profit. I haven't the knowledge or experience to run a nation. Please, Rendon, will you not help me? Together, we could solve the city's problems. Build a Yulmore for the people.
A Yulmore for the people. I rather like the sound of that. But before I offer you my counsel, I would be certain of your ability to perform the duties of office.
You would?
You ask me to help you solve Yulmore's problems, but first I would see you solve one on your own. Accomplish that, and you will prove both to me and the people that you are a man worth following.
But then if he can do it, he doesn't need you, motherfucker! Well, no, he probably will still need him to make it easier so he doesn't have to deal with that, but, you know, still. It's like, if I can do it, why do I need people to help me do it, kind of thing, you know? You know? You dig? Oh, right, then. Is there a particular issue you would have me resolve? Yeah. Seem to have conducted an assessment of the problems Yulmore now faces. I assume you will agree, therefore, that the matter of dwindling food stores is the most pressing. Ah yes, mule being neither a desirable nor less sustainable option, I assume alternative foodstuffs are now required to fill the void. And a man who hungers does not like to contribute much to society, save violence perhaps. So tell me, how do you propose to solve this problem? Give me a satisfactory answer and I will consider offering you my counsel. Anyone? Combination of measures would seem to be in order. One to address the immediate issue of supply, another that of production. Go on. For the present, Yulmor's coffers can be used to purchase food from our neighbors. This would afford us time to address the underlying problem that affects us all, the long-standing neglect of agriculture. The villages that once served as sources of trade for foodstuff must be repopulated, their means of production restored. This assumes, of course, that we can rekindle relations with our neighbors, guarantee security and stability in the region, and most importantly, find people willing to leave the city and take up the rebuilding effort. My, think of that all by yourself, did you? Well, yes, it began as a rather abstract plan I drafted some time ago after speaking with the peoples of Yulmor and the nearby settlements. You impressed me, China's... I have. Well, that is a relief. Oh, you haven't secured my support just yet, only my attention. Grand plans will not be enough to persuade the masses. If you would ask them to rebuild, you must provide them with the means to do so. A fair point, Rendon, and one to which I have given much thought. I propose the use of talus to aid in the establishment and maintenance of these settlements. Their employment should drastically improve efficiency and ultimately increase production. Talus? But Daedalus Stonework closed their doors years ago. Without a ready supply of the necessary equipment, the people would starve before your plans could be put into effect. Well, as the heir of Daedalus Stoneworks, it just so happens that Talus are my field of expertise, and with a little help, I'm quite certain we can acquire what we need in no time at all. Oh, you're gonna rely on us, huh? Time to do some slave work, is what you're saying. Fine. Fine and good help. Brandon is quite right. Building talus from scratch would require time we simply do not have, which is why I propose to make use of the long-abandoned talus which wander the wilds of Colossia. Yeah, we fuck them up and then we reprogram them. They will need to be deactivated, of course, and if memory serves, the tools required to do so should still be at top rank. Come with me. Top rank, top room, top rank. Wham bam 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 bam. Gold gnu. I love this mount, man. Best mount in the game. Just so funny. And to get mine. Iron Genie, Jesus Christ. Oop. Da-da-da-dum. Ah, the old memory hasn't let me down. This chest contains canisters filled with a dashedly potent insulating powder, capable of halting the flow of ether in the talus. We need only get within throwing distance of one and let fly, thus disabling them without damaging them. Ingenious. An old trick of the trade, nothing more. Once disabled, it should be a simple enough matter to get them to march to Yulmor. More extensive repairs can wait. Ordinarily, this is where I would ask you to run along and do the deed, but as I have said before, it is high time we learn to stand on our own 2 feet. Thankfully, throwing canisters is something even I should be able to manage. Come off it, Master Chai. Even if the talus ain't a threat, there's 101 other things out there waiting to make a meal of you. That's as may be, Kaishir, but Rendon tasked me with solving this problem, and I will not sit idly by while others risk everything to see my harebrained schemes realized. Not this time. Which isn't to say the mere thought of it doesn't fill me with the dreads. Truth be told, I can't feel my legs. But if I'm to prove I'm a man worth following, I must lead by example. Well said, Master Chai. Hear, hear. Hear, hear. Alright, but if there's any trouble, we call it off. Yes, well, it should go without saying that I have no intention of dying for this. I've always preferred living to see the fruits of my labor. And to make sure I do, I will require your help. It is as Kaishir says, these lands are dangerous if one is not careful. I would ask you to use my spyglass to look out for any beasts that could get in the way of my work. I will also need you to alert me when it is safe to subdue the Talos. Understood? Hear, hear. Hear, hear, hear. Good, then let's be off to the quick way through the north gate and see if we can't find a suitable vantage point for you. Is this? Stats, worker stats. See, I'm wrong even though I'm not. And C is the only part I'm A? What do you mean? One second. What is this on my Twitter right now? What is this shit? Anil was epic, but I joined late and by the time I worked out what was going on. It's hard to even put vanilla in the steers list since it was kind of the genesis of it all, at the groundwork of what was to come, but if I had to, I'd probably put it in A. Man's gonna have some hot takes, but I'm ready to defend myself. Really? TBC and C? Vanilla over TBC? Bruh, that's... yeah, definitely not it. That is definitely not it. Legion would be S tier if 7.0 was as good as 7.1. 7.0 was good because of like a bunch of new stuff, but if you, in retrospect, 7.0 was actually pretty shitty because of AP. But everything else in Legion I think was fine. Acquisition of legendaries was basically the dog shit, and AP grind was kind of dog shit. That's why I put it A. But 7.1, 7.15 fixed it, so whatever. I would definitely put Draenor above Shadowlands and BFA though. As bad as it sounds, but yeah. It's like, it depends on which patch really. Like, end patch of Shadowlands I would put at B. All of Shadowlands together would be D. Last patch of BFA I would put at A probably. But the rest of BFA I would put at D, right? Draenor is just overall C. The lack of content throughout the expansion was kind of like noticeable at the beginning. The leveling experience really carried WoD, I think. Classic is a solid D. Mists. Is Mists a B or an A, really? I think Mists is a B. The story was like whatever. The gameplay was decent, but like everything else kind of like whatever. Like Mist, literally the gameplay was good. That's about it. That's all I can say about Mist. Nothing else was really like fantastic. Jaina went crazy again, you know. I don't know about Cataclysm. I think Cataclysm is like a solid C. I'd say TBC would be a B, Classic D, Legion A, Wrath S. I need to make one of these. Nope. Let's see. Let's do a tier maker. Categories. I don't know. WoW specs, major female WoW classes, WoW races, specs, best WoW expansion. Is there a best WoW patch? Class expansion tier lists. WoW cinematic, WoW specs, class. Is this the one? Yep. Okay. Thing is with WoD, the content that they had was really good, but there was just not a lot of content, so it kind of sucks. It's just like, just not a lot of content, but overall the game was good. Just shit content. It has about as much content as, actually no, TBC had more content, yeah. I don't think I liked anything about, no, yeah, I guess these are kind of the same. Image. Oh, look really damn similar to yours, but I'd give Legion a promotion anyway. I'm not gonna say you're wrong. Where's my... Ah, well, whatever. Only reason Wrath is like S tier is because it's a culmination of like Warcraft basically for almost everyone. It had most people, again, not necessarily because it was good, but because it was just a culmination of the Warcraft 3 story. It had very good raids. ICC and Ulduar are probably my two favorite raids of all time. It's super iconic. Legendary weapons were like decent. It wasn't like completely broken. PvP was decent. A lot of classes were overpowered. Paladin was good, which is the most important thing to me, you know. Death Knight was good. Yeah, honestly, like, even making the Death Knight as I was leveling, I was like, this is more fun than current day Death Knight to me, which is weird. Keep a lookout for danger and alert China's. Okay. Okay, how am I supposed to do? Oh, I'll give the signal. Here we go. I did it. I did it. Let's move on to another talus, shall we? And they're turn around. Go! Oh no! He turned around. Yep. He turned around, bro. That was kind of... It's kind of bullshit. Let's be real for a second. So that's a jabate. That's a jabate. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Okay, this guys will go away. This guy will jabate me. Ah, these guys. Go away. Turn away. Go, 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 go. I do believe I'm getting the hang of this. Try the next one on your own. You may leave the next one to me, Filmino. Haha, that should do it. Now we have all we need to proceed. All three of them. I can scarcely believe it. It was a reckless, foolish plan, but somehow it worked. That it did. I did it. Master Chai, I believe I owe you an apology. You plan to replenish Yulmor's food stores, showed forethought and sound judgment. What's more, it is plain your time at Daedalus Stoneworks has equipped you to lead, as evidenced by the extraordinary company you keep. You, sir, are more than qualified to be the next mayor of Yulmor. I thank you for your vote of confidence, but the fact remains I am wholly ignorant of the world of politics, which is why I would ask you to join me and grant Yulmor the benefit of your counsel. I would be honored. When the people behold these Talos, I have no doubt they will lend you their support. Would seem Yulmor's leadership is at last in capable hands, would you not agree? Yeah. We should probably be getting back soon, Master Chai. After you have tinkered with the Talos and all that, Lady Chai is worried sick.
Right then. Form a line and make for Yulmor.
Form alive and make for Yulmor. Charge! Did not expect a voiced cinematic right after a non-voice cinematic.
What's that noise?
The Talos are coming.
Wicked White! Runaway Talos! Call the guard!
Just stand there, look at him. I think everything will be demolished by the time they get to the guards. If this was a runaway Talos attack. That's it, one guard for all of these Talos? Okay, 3. Guys are mighty brave.
Back, all of you!
But she actually ran, alright.
Is that?
Why were you hiding behind them for so long, though? No one saw you guys there?
But of course I'm back. You didn't see.
Broke his back.
Oh dear.
Has to heal him. Actually has to heal him. Oh my god.
Oh, thank you.
Actually has to heal him.
Sorry, my darling. It's just the sight of you filled me with such joy, I couldn't help myself.
Oh, no, it's all right, dear. I should have just come out and said what it was I was intending, instead of entrusting the task to a hastily scribbled letter.
Does that mean you'll do it?
Well, I'm here, aren't I? I mean, not that my absence signified any unwillingness, you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, naught could be further from the truth. I only left to enlist the aid of the former mayor's senior advisor.
Former.
And now that I have it, I believe I am ready to take office.
Well, I guess Vatri was considering himself a king, not a mayor.
Wonderful!
Not again.
Geralt, please!
KO'd again. Even the Talos are laughing at his misfortune. Poor guy, bro. He likes them thick, what can I say? That was quite a reception, one Master Chai will struggle to forget. More seriously, the arrival of the Talos has seized the public's attention. Once word has spread around Yulmore, it will be that much simpler to gather one and all so that Master Chai can make his inaugural address. No need to fret, Filmina. I have never felt better. I am not at all overawed by the prospect of addressing the assembled masses of Yulmore. As for where to do it, if we are to accommodate everyone who might feasibly wish to attend, I suppose the only place large enough would be the Emergent. Then I will go and spread the word among the citizens, both free and bonded, that they are to assemble there to meet their new mayor. You there, Kaishir, was it? Would you go and inform the residents of Gate Town and the derelicts? Of course I will. Good lad, I will let the guards know not to bar the way to Vothri's chambers. It goes without saying that I expect the Warrior of Darkness to attend, assuming she's available. Might as well see it through to the bitter end, eh? The doorman at the crown lift will show you up. Moving forward. So after moving forward, yeah, we have one more quest after. Then we unlock black and white, whatever that means. Oh, there she is. There she is. The fake Miss Chai. Ah yes, Master Chai told us to expect you. The Emergent is already filling up with people of all persuasions, free and bonded, citizens and non-citizens. But for you, our guest of honor, we have reserved this place at the front. Right this way, miss.
Go on, dear.
She believes in you.
Thank you all for gathering here today. But before going any further, could I ask the free citizens of Yulmore to look around? Tis a sight none of us would ever have seen under Lord Forthry's rule. Not only do we stand in the familiar presence of those we once called the Bonded,
it's Odin.
But today we welcome the peoples of the Derelicts and Gate Town too. Today we welcome the Warriors of Darkness, come to bear witness to Yulmore's new beginning. As you know, an election was recently held, at the end of which I had the honor of being chosen to succeed Lord Vorthry.
Stop calling him Lord. It's not part of his name.
Place great faith in me, and I promise to do my utmost to live up to your expectations, and I will seek always to carry out the duties of this office with integrity and fairness. Always, I say, but not forever. Let it be known that I do not intend to hold this post indefinitely. I consider myself but an acting mayor, who will serve only for the interim, while Yulmore is reshaped according to a new set of values. No longer can we think of ourselves as divided, as the free and the bonded, citizens and non-citizens. The systems put in place by Lord Vorthry must be undone. But even as we tear down the old, we must give thought to the new, to what manner of nation Yulmore should become. Whatever the answer may be, it cannot be decided by one man alone. And so I propose that an open forum be held, that we might all discuss how best to strive towards a better future. However, there can be no talk of the morrow unless we first address the issues of today.
Big true. Solve your shit.
Rebuilding relations with our neighbors,
Fucking Odin.
re-establishing industry. There is much and more that needs to be done. Too much for a mere man of business. And so I pledge instead to do everything in my power to ensure our city's security and stability while we all work together to see these problems solved. The road before us will not be easy, and I know full well how daunting the prospect of honest labor may seem to some of you. But we must accept the reality of our circumstances. We must move forward.
True.
This much we owe to ourselves and to the brave heroes who risked their lives to bring back the night. Once we have shored up our city's foundations and regained some semblance of normality, let us reconvene to speak of the future. Until then, I humbly ask that you lend me and each other your strength. For Yulmore!
I'll just nod. Ah, shit, I have to clap too. Not much of a clapper. Except clapping them cheeks. Ah, no. Not that either. Alright. One more to go. Was a fine speech, Master Chai. I believe your words steered every soul in attendance. Steered them to action, I hope. If I have learned anything from all of this, it is that change begins with the individual. It is but a matter of finding the strength to take the first step. Yes. Assuming my fellow Yulmarins can, it shall be my honor and privilege to help them walk this road we have chosen. But we must not forget the individuals who made all of these changes possible. Were it within my power, I would carve a tribute to your heroism into the very stone upon which the city stands. Oh, that would be lovely. How about just a painting? I hate to change the subject, darling, but now that you have officially taken office, have you given any thought to your mayoral seat? Not really. We will not be moving into the emergent, dearest. It's too big for one thing and too far from the people for another. We will retain our current residence and I will govern here in the parlor. Oh, I was hoping you'd say that. I much prefer the view from the parlor. Begging your pardon, Master Chai, but have you got time for a word? Exarch? No. Ah, yes, of course. Hadn't bet? Aye, that's me. I liked your speech, but there's folk outside these walls as don't even have enough food to last till tomorrow, and more who are coming. Their crumbs... who are counting their crumbs. If you have a plan to change that, I want to help set things in motion. Then we have much to discuss. No sooner do I take office than my work begins in earnest. Well, I suppose I brought it upon myself. Thank you again for your help, Philomena. I hope to see you again before long. What a day. I don't know what it means exactly, but I do know I've got plenty to think about. I sense we all have a great deal to consider. I had resolved to remain here until such time as Yulmar's future was secured, but it is clear to me now that the city is in capable hands. Is incapable of hands. I have every confidence they will find their way, and I believe it is time we went on ours. So Alfinod's leaving too, is he? Seems like everyone's moving on, everything's changing. I've been thinking about what I should do in all of this. Like I told you, I spent most of my life dreaming about living here with my friends in paradise. That paradise is gone, but something better has taken its place, and I reckon I want to be a part of it. This Yulmore for the people Master Chai has been going on about ain't gonna build itself, after all. Not that I'm much of a builder. Me and my friends will find a way to make a difference, though. Help keep things changing for the better. A far nobler dream than the one to which you clung before, and one I am happy to say we share. Whatever path you choose, I will pray for your success. Well, when you put it like that, there's no going back now, is there? We have got a few ideas on how we can do our bit. Just a matter of taking the first step. Vows of Virtue, Deeds of Cruelty. Truly to seek Ashir, thus inspired by our actions, is inspiring in itself. Yet however much I may wish to stay and see what comes of his efforts here in Yulmore, we have matters of our own to attend to. Come, we should return to the Crystal Tower. Mayhap Beglug's studies have borne fruit in our absence. You need Hogslayer. Welcome back. We are given to understand the new mayor has taken office in Yulmore. Yep. Indeed, our good friend Master Chai was elected by popular vote and, after some considerable soul-searching, chose to accept the post. It is a shame you weren't able to attend his inaugural speech, though I have no doubt you will see more of him in the future. But tell me, how fared you in preparing the White Orsite? Our work did not proceed quite as expected. In your absence, we had a frank discussion on the principles of soul transference and concluded at length that White Orsite was ill-suited for our purposes. But Ryanja, did you not say that compared to the messy soul of an Ascian, that stone could house one of ours with ease? That I did, and armed as we are with Becklug's invaluable insight, would indeed prove a trifling matter, were we to disregard the inviolable link twixt mind and soul. A link which would, we did belatedly realize, be weakened most perilously in the process of rendering our souls dormant, as Orsite doth require. Thus the shedding of these fleshly simulacra, the surfeit of ether which compriseth them, would in all likelihood deprive us of our psyches as well. It would theoretically be possible to channel your minds into the Orsite instead, but we would more than likely sacrifice your souls in the process, which is why we have abandoned that plan and instead devoted our time to finding a means by which mind and soul might be transported together. Then we are no closer to a solution than when we first began. This is a vexing conundrum indeed, but one for which the Crystal Exarch has posited a most intriguing solution. When our discussions turned to the transference of memories and the psyche, I could not help but be reminded of a technique with which I have personal experience. Lumina, do you recall what we learned of my eyes from our encounter with Doga and Une? I speak of the royal eye of the Allagan imperial line, gifted to my forebears through the blood and memories of the ancient Allagan. It is by this gift that I am able to control the Crystal Tower. If we were to gain an understanding of the technology by which the Allagans were able to accomplish his transference, perhaps then we could keep mind and soul together. Imagine, if you will, a device like unto a soul crystal, replete not only with our worldly memories, but also the bountiful energies of the soul. That is our current avenue investigation, and we will follow it wheresoever it leads. While we are thus engaged, I think it best that Filmina return to the source and inform Kral and the others of our findings. Agreed. I imagine Tatara will be relieved to hear we have made progress of a sort. Then I would beg leave to relay our findings onto Thancred and Rin, and to assist where I may in their investigation of the empty. Yes, please do. Should we have need of your counsel, we will not hesitate to summon you. Very well. Toodaloos. Give our regards to Tatara, won't you? Yeah, as always. Not a problem, brother. And let's go back to Tataru's. Lumina, you're back. How'd everything go in the first? Wait, don't tell me. Kral will be here shortly, and she'll want to hear too. She's just tending to the others. Their bodies, I mean. Gods, I don't think I'll ever get used to saying that. Anyways, you can tell us everything the moment she gets here. Sponsoring Tower server cutscenes will play in sequence. Hell yeah, big cinematic time. Yeah, let's wait for Kral. Itchy legs.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
All good. All good.
I've carried out the treatment as per Master Matoya's instructions. It should slow the destabilization of their corporeal ether quite significantly.
Cool.
But tell me, how fare our friends in the first?
So this Becklug's the first to lead an authority on soulcraft, are they? Sounds promising.
And Urianger's proffered solution of white auracite is rather ingenious now that I think of it.
Oh, why's that?
Well, while they press on with their preparations, you may rest assured we will continue to do our part here.
Oh, you're back.
Hey, my friend. Astinian! He's the Azure Dragoon. Been a while. Oh, he's in traveler clothes, huh?
And none the worse for wear, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Estinian! Oh, thank the gods! We've been worried sick. Did you lose your link pearl or something?
Or something.
The situation in Garlemald has become more complicated. I was making my escape from the capital when I ran into one of yours, Riol. He thought it best we come straight here.
More complicated how?
Well, listen.
Where to begin?
From the start.
After entering the Empire via Razat Han, I went about my mission of investigating Black Rose. It was then, inside a provincial factory, that I encountered the one who styles himself Shadow Hunter, Gaius Baelsar. Our goals being apparently aligned, we joined forces and ventured on into the heart of the capital, to the very Imperial Palace itself. There, we found a man whom all assumed dead. But his soul lives on, and he has wrested back his flesh. Xenos Ye Galvus. Nor did the surprises end there. For no sooner had we arrived than he murdered his sire in cold blood. The Emperor is dead. This sent Gaius into a rage, and he charged in, blade drawn.
Ah, time to have a vision. Oh wait, Kral. Kral's gonna see. Tataru is losing her shit as always. Xenos! I thought he would have lost his arm from that exchange, to be honest. God damn. Send him in action, his body at least, he will not best him alone. Nay, death will not come easily to that thing. You would join me then, by all means. For what good it will do. A Black Wolf and the Azure Dragoon. I suppose this might suffice. Come then. Not even a scratch. Ah, the simple pleasure of one's own flesh. Truly, there's no place like home. This fucking guy. Abomination. Whatever he is, Filomena was barely a match for him if we stay here much longer. Emperor Varys, your radiance, are you alright? We may wear out our welcome. Your radiance? No. Must even the most meddling of sport be spoiled, the world conspires to bore me. But I have no cause to remain. I'll leave this vermin to you. Xenos! So he has the Asian power now, interesting. Well, any bright ideas? Reload. Just one. Pew! Gah. See you. Your radiance! The intruders have taken flight. I repeat, the intruders have taken flight. Deploy all available magic tech armor. We cannot let them escape. Cool. Alright, got this going on. Alright. The guy does more damage than me, interesting. Damn it. Jumper! See you outside. Stay safe. Oh well, someone's been busy. Making a pseudo Ultima. Volatile prototype Arch Ultima. And you would bar my way, would you? So be it. Come, Nidhogg, lend me your strength. Damage over time, 3000. As an attack weapon, of 600 to all nearby enemies. There's jumping fire attack, target and all enemies nearby. Okay. Flying! Some serious flying shit's going on, huh? Guardians of their Machina. Now, where are you guys? That's the end of the vision.
Are you all right?
Corral, did you play as Estinian too in that vision of yours?
Peer into my past, did you?
Well, yeah.
Well, I didn't quite relive the experience as you did, but I bore witness to it all.
It's unfair.
I'm still not sure what I think of this gift of yours. Our confrontation was cut short when the Imperial Guard arrived. It was then that Xenos took his leave, citing boredom.
To think their research into the Echo could bear such fruit.
He literally turned to an Asian now.
Escaping death, jumping from one body to the next, and returning to his own after all this time. He is an Asian in all but name.
And he can teleport, yeah.
It beggars belief, aye. But no more than a hero traversing the rift between worlds. My concerns are far more prosaic. With the Emperor dead and the Crown Prince missing, the Empire is in disarray.
To say the least.
Until order is restored, assuming it even possible, we needn't fear an Imperial reprisal. And for reasons of his own, Xenos took it upon himself to rid the world of Black Rose. Riol has already gone to apprise the Alliance leaders of these developments. We may leave the matter in their hands for now.
That's what I'm saying. It's so weird. That's like, why would the 8th Umbral Calamity happen? Why would Death Road be released?
The fighting at Gimlet. Though, if it comes to civil war, I cannot help but fear for the provinces.
Right? It's like, what would it matter if we are here or not? Do we stop Xenos before he destroys all of Black Rose? Like, how does this play out? Like, if we didn't travel to the world, how is it in 100 years the whole world is destroyed by Black Rose? How come we are dead by Black Rose? That's why, like, I don't get it. Like, where's the causality here? Would we have been there instead of Estinian, and we would have managed to stop Xenos there in the palace? Therefore, he would not destroy Black Rose.
What became of Gaius? Did he not escape with you?
Right, and then it's like we defeat Xenos before he releases before he destroys Black Rose, and then whoever is like in charge of the project is like, you know what? Listen, we don't have any other choice. We gotta release it now, and then all hell breaks loose. I don't know, man. It's kind of weird. Where's Fendaniel in all of this? This whole 100-year thing is very, very weird. If Fendaniel is there, how come?
We parted ways shortly after leaving Garlemald. He claimed another threat had arisen, which demanded his attention.
If Fendaniel is, let's say, there, right? Would Xenos kill him because he's not because he can't help Xenos get to me? Would Xenos just go on a rampage because I died to Black Rose and he lost his hunt, so he kills everyone and anyone involved? Right? Does Fendaniel then not have an opportunity to unleash, to basically get rid of Zodiark, to then bring Endwalker events to play? I don't know, man. Like, all of these things that would have happened in 100 years, like, they don't make a lot of sense. Like, the whole Shadowbringers thing wouldn't make sense for it to even occur if Endwalker happens right after, you know? It's the problem with time travel, man, I'm telling you.
He didn't elaborate, but the absence of some device or other in the capital gave him reason to believe they're planning something. Lest you worry, I believe he has well and truly shed the Black Wolf's pelt. Conquest is no longer his objective. We may safely leave him to his own devices.
Well, it's nice to have one less foe to worry about, even if we do have a mysterious new threat to look out for instead. Speaking of which, I'll see that Riel and our Shinobi are made aware. Though we still know next to nothing, it can't hurt to be vigilant.
Yep.
Well then, with Black Rose nipped in the bud, I believe I've fulfilled my part of the bargain.
Yeah. Cool pants though, by the way.
That's true, but with the Archon still slumbering away, we were hoping you might agree to stay with us for a little bit longer.
Hamon should take care of Tataru.
Sorry, but I'm not inclined to extend my contract. Gaius isn't the only one with business to attend to.
Contract, are you even getting paid?
Thank you for your help then, Estinian. I see why Alphino admires you so.
Farewell, my friend. See that you don't make a habit of dozing off in battle.
Hey man, that wasn't my fault, okay? That was the exarch doing stupid shit at the worst of times.
I suppose we should all be getting on then. As ever, we will see to the Archon's needs. In the meantime, why not get some rest? You've more than earned it. Go on.
Yeah. Cool. That's the end of 5.1. Whee! Only 0.4 more to go. Must be shattered after all that hopping back and forth between worlds. Why not stay here and rest for a while? I'm sure Backlog can manage without you. They've got enough science to help them if you ask me. No one asks you though. Oh shit. How's this? Meanwhile in Garlemald. Civil War. Again. Traitors, you would dare deny Lord Nerva the whatever. Ah! Alright, is this just civil war going on? Onward before this day is done. Victory shall be ours. It's hilarious that they keep killing themselves. Look at these Muppets. Boring, boring, boring. Do you find amusing? Like dogs herding cattle to the slaughterhouse? Ah, Fendaniel. That Hugh, your soul is... Who are you? Before your majesty, I am but another dog, lost in want of a new master. A hunting dog, if you should wish it so. For I know full well you prey the prey you would seek next. Zodiarch. Meanwhile, in Yulmore in the first. What is going on in Yulmore? Did you hear? The mayor's reopening Daedalus Stoneworks, and they're looking for laborers. There's talk of resettling some of the old abandoned villages too. They're even laying on tree talus to help anyone willing to make the move. On free talus. Free talus? Huh, we'd best get packing. Steady work, board and lodging. If that's not a recipe for hope, I don't know what is. Hope? Oh, a little bit. Yes, so long as I yet live, I would see that feeble flame rekindled. It's my destiny to see our dream fulfilled. Some serious bombshell at the end of 5.1, huh? Alright, that's that. That's 440. Yeah, I'll be doing that tomorrow probably. Anyways, yep, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. That's it for the stream. And we'll be back probably Friday. Maybe in between as well, but Friday I know I have the day off after a doctor's appointment, so that's when I'll be here. Peace out. Cheerio.